Oh my God, the noise stopped.
Just
the perfect time.
Wait for it to come back.
It will though. Hi everybody, I'm Ethan.
I'm Emily.
And we're here with our super fun podcast, What the Flock, from our lovely little yarn shop in Christchurch, New Zealand. Is there another Christchurch?
Yes, I used to live there.
Oh, okay.
It's in England.
Oh, yeah, well, I should have.
Sister city.
Honestly, I should have known before I asked. I don't know why I didn't assume this was named after a place in England.
Yeah.
Or somewhere there. Looking at you, Dunedin.
Although confusingly, Christchurch in England is not in Canterbury, but there is Canterbury. So, I don't know what happened there.
Honestly, I'm gonna blame the people who came here. Somehow I think England knew where everything was, and the people who came to New Zealand were like, where is this? Yeah. That delightful sound is construction across the road, and we are thrilled to be a part of our CBD's revitalization. But honestly, it's taking a little bit longer than I expected for the noises from across the road to stop, and I'm over it. Anyway, oh thank God. So if you could do us a massive favor before we go on to the rest of this journey of we don't know what we're talking about, so let's find out what happens live.
Yeah.
If you could hit the subscribe button down below for more anecdotes such as this, and also like this video because wasn't this fun already? And hit the little reminder bell. We do really appreciate it. Every person who joins us is another person we have, and it lets us grow. And the more that we grow, the more that we're able to do. And while we're consciously trying to grow in a sustainable fashion, more of you means more us. Yay! Okay, so we'll be right back with what we're knitting right now and with some updates about what's going on in the shop and some fun Christmas ideas, hopefully. Emily,
yes.
You're wearing something, you're knitting something. Tell the people all about it.
This is my Tesselated vest. It just finished blocking yesterday.
It is so cute.
It is so soft. It is just like a little pillow of pretty purple.
It's
joy.
beautiful. It fits you so well.
Yes,
Great job.
Well, it's supposed to have more ease.
Did you want it with more ease?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
But I also did not swatch, so. I mean, it fits.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely was not meant to do this much ribbing. So the pattern said 1/2 inch /1, and I read that as 1 inch.
Oh, not 1/2 inch /1 centimeter.
Yes.
Yes.
So I did both of these at 1 inch, and then I just kind of did this until I didn't want to do it anymore, which was a bit less than 1 inch. It was fun.
In other news, everyone, I'm moving to Stewart Island. Unrelated.
Yeah, it worked out. No worries. No workers.
And what did you make that beautiful thing in?
So I have dyed in the wool Spincycle in Valley Girl, and some mohair from Fibre to Go, and the colour is actually called Jacaranda.
Jacaranda. Wow, I think mine must be called unicorn something. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
And then this is Lovespell
Yes.
Sport Nouveau, and it is so nice.
It is so nice.
And anemone.
Anemone.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, that's a Finding Nemo reference. You're welcome.
It's really nice.
It is.
Squishy.
It's super cute.
And
I
it
love
was quite fun to make. Like, I know some people complained about it, but I did enjoy
There were a
it.
lot of complaints about it on the internet.
The back is the most tedious part, I'd say, because
Okay.
you feel like you're nearly done, but you're not nearly done.
Right.
But yeah, and I upgraded my needles for the ribbing here because I use my old ones that don't work very well where the cable keeps coming out for the bottom.
Yuck.
So I got some mindful because we got them back in stock. Fixed cables.
For now.
Yeah, for today.
Just to warn all of you. Did we get some? Yes.
Have I already ordered more? Yes.
Will they show up before Christmas?
Probably not.
Definitely not. No, there's
Yeah.
no hope of that.
No.
We will have other things though, so do
Yes.
peel your peepers. And what are you knitting right now?
I am knitting my Alpine Bloom.
Yes.
And I had a bit of a whoopsie at knit night because
Oh.
I should not be doing colour work at knit night. This is only like my second thing, unless you count this, which I don't.
No, that's mosaic, not
Yeah.
color work.
So like, you know, I'll give myself a break. But trying to follow a chart whilst talking at knit night
Yeah.
is not a good time for me.
That's probably an Ethan only level of concentration.
So anyway, we've got back on track, and I'm really
Great.
loving how the colours are coming out. So
It
this
does
is
look very cute.
Kiwi-Yarn-a high twist in teal, and dyed in the wool in the dark.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yes. I'm really excited to see the rest of it.
And this is part of our Alpine Bloom Knitalong.
Yes.
Which is an Alpine Anything Knitalong that runs until the end of the year, which we could also say is the 31st of December. But I don't know about you, I thought it was kind of self-explanatory, didn't you?
Oh, the end of the year? When is that? When is the end of the year?
Yeah, there seemed to be... Anyway, we also have a U-Rock Knitalong knitting, and you'll see my U-Rock here.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. This
What
is an
cast on
Emperor
did
has
you
you.
I'd love to know your technique. It's
You'll have to
seamless.
join the Flock Online.
It's invisible.
It's the only place you can see it is on the Flock Online. It's the only place it exists. So I've already knit one U-Rock, which I feel like qualifies me of having done the U-Rock knit along already. I do actually want to knit a second one, but I just finished my MCAL, which took every last iota of my shawl knitting will to live. So I cast on a resting project.
Trinigan is your resting project.
I just wanted to do some nice slow knitting and some resting, so I just decided to whip up a Trinigan.
Just a small little garment.
Yeah,
not much knitting.
Nope, not at all. Just a little mosaic work. So I started on Sunday, if we're being honest, and it's Thursday. So this is taking forever. I don't understand why it's not done yet. I have been yelling at it for like 2 days. Like I keep measuring it and being like, why aren't you long enough? It's a Happy Gilmore thing with like him yelling at the golf ball, like go in your hole. Same situation, but me with this cardigan. I don't think I've ever encountered someone, and you know, feel free to correct me on this, Emily, who gets as enraged by something taking less than 2 weeks as I do. Like,
I mean, it's been like, what, 4 days so
yes.
far?
4 days, and I'm still not at
God.
sleeve separation. It's an actual nightmare.
Is this the front and back? The front,
Yes.
the back?
Yeah. So this is
Front
the
and back.
entire bottom. So you cast on the entire bottom and you knit it in one piece. Our delightful leader-in-chief, Andrea, has elected to use a long-tail tubular Italian cast-on. And I decided that Andrea was right about the tubular cast-on and wrong about the long tail. So I did my usual provisional cast-on and I added 2 stitches to make it work out, and I'm very, very happy with how it looks. I think it's beautiful. I'm knitting this using Dream State from Spincycle. I can pretend like I knit with other yarn, but I don't. And Lovespell. Now, there seems to have been quite a bit of confusion about this Lovespell. So this is Lovespell that I acquired specifically for this project, those of you who know me well, not Lovespell from my stash. So I just want to be clear about that, in case there were any concerns that I might have lost my mind and started knitting from stash yarn. Although the main color is stash yarn. So this is Outlaw Yarn Mix in the colorway Bone. It is discontinued. It's a lovely blend, 30% silk, 70% Pullover. It has always been my favorite Outlaw yarn. I was always very clear about this. This should not be a mystery to anyone. And I'm really happy with the result. It took me a while to get this cast on. It's been sitting wound, I think, since July, like since we opened. So this feels really good to be getting done. The MCAL, yeah, the MCAL happened to me.
You pretty much finished that, haven't you, apart from the fringe?
I just have to block it, and then I'm still trying to guilt someone else into doing my fringe so that I don't have to. I didn't
I'm
think it
putting
would
this
work.
down, by the way, because I think I've messed it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead of just watching me stare at the chart
Great.
in confusion, I'm going to put that down now.
Well, the good news is I have a lot more to talk about.
Excellent.
So the Trinigan is racing right along. I'm going to start my U-Rock once this is finished. I was going to do both at once, and I mean, let's be honest here, I still might just randomly cast on the U-Rock when I go home today, but at this moment in time, I'm just enjoying the Trinigan. I'm going to do 5 more repeats of the slip stitch pattern in the body, and then it will be long enough at that point. It should be longer than what I necessarily need, and then I'll just separate for the sleeves. The instructions are to knit the front first, then the back, then the other front. So you go right front, back, left front, and I might do that just because it's the way the pattern's written, which I normally don't care about, but I also intend to do this all on one needle. I'm not using multiple cables and putting things on hold because I can't be bothered. So I'm probably going to knit it in the order of operation in the pattern. So far, I've only used 3 balls of Knix and 1.5 balls of Spincycle to get to this distance. It's really yarn efficient. The Mosaic doesn't use a huge amount of yarn.
Yeah, I find that with this one as well. Like,
Yeah.
I've still got heaps of the Mohair.
Oh,
I
great.
only just cracked into the second ball of Spincycle, and I still have a decent wedge of,
Sport Nouveau.
yeah,
Maybe a coordinating hat.
maybe.
I'm sure Andrea will come through with one for you.
Yes.
Or you could make the socks.
I could make the socks.
That could be fucking cute. We'll discuss socks once we're off the air.
Yes.
Yes, the other thing that's happening is not today as we record, not today as you see it. So Thursday, not Saturday, yikes. My High Street pullover is live.
Yay!
Yay! So this is the High Street pullover. It's a fingering weight, fully seamed, knit flat pullover, knit in pieces and then you seam it together. It's great. Pick up the neckline and finish it off that way. I really loved making this. I loved designing it. It was really fun. It's great knit in my opinion. It can look on paper a little boring. There is a lot of special technique section with 2 different tubular cast-ons because you're going to do a 2x2 tubular cast-on for the hem and a 1x1 tubular cast-on for the cuffs, and no one's going to message me about it.
Good luck with that. But it does give like a nice polished finish.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I was very inspired when I started knitting by the work of the Brooklyn Tweed design team pre-2020. I will admit, once they started doing seamless things and top-down things, I got progressively less interested. And the same with Wool People as it moved away from kind of a Brooklyn Tweed ethos of design, their earlier ethos for design, and moved into something that I think is more in line with what the larger number of people in the knitting community want from a pattern today, which is seamless construction and other things like that, which is totally fine if that's your jam. Amazing. It's not my thing. I really just want beautiful knit flat, fully seamed, fitted garments.
Do you know what I'm excited about? I've had a cuckoo clock chart.
Oh, you're gonna cuckoo clock it.
I really want to.
So cute. I support that. If anybody can make a cuckoo clock work, it's you. I was discussing with Emily earlier, seeing someone else in a dress that she owns and being like, oh, what were you thinking? And on Emily, every time I see it, I think, oh, so cute. It was a good moment. Well, you've got a magical gift. Yes, so High Street is live. It takes up to 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn to make this. Ooh. Actually, it might take a 6th skein in the largest size. Yeah, size 7 will take a 6th skein. Sorry in advance.
I think the largest 2 sizes.
The largest 2 sizes, 6 and 7. There we go. It has been thoroughly tested. All the sizes have actually been knit, so I know they all work. There's a sleeve calculator in it, which is a kind of hallmark of my patterns. I don't really do sleeves, as in I don't tell you how to knit a sleeve. I tell you what steps you take to make a sleeve that fits you and in the body. The next couple of patterns are going to get progressively more ambitious in their ability for you to customize them. I'm a little nervous about one of them. I've set myself kind of a aggressively high bar, and we're gonna see how it comes out over the next few weeks. So I'm gonna start on that shortly. More details to come, obviously. So yes, it's on Ravelry. Please go buy it. Pattern sales are kind of how I keep a roof over my head, like personally, and I really appreciate every single pattern that gets sold. I also price them quite reasonably.
And it's a great like staple pattern that you can add whatever you want to, like a cuckoo clock.
Exactly.
Which you definitely should all do.
Yes, and there's a cardigan version coming, and also my pattern prices are going up in the new year. So now is the time to buy it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What else is happening? The Flock Online has been buzzing lately, which is very exciting. I've been on an exploration of knitting of socks. There's more information about that going up today, and some other fun things going on there. In the Flock Online, we've noticed that our community conversation has really started to bloom back, which is great, and we would be thrilled for you to be a part of it. So if you're somebody looking for more enrichment in your knitting life in the form of dedicated content that is made for you, then the Flock Online, I think, is the place to be. We are engaged in big, long-term question asking and answering, as well as short-term fun knitting. And I think it's a really important balance to strike. Having both Emily and I and all of our community members in there really balances out, because there's me doing really weird long-term explorations of knitting and the rest of you having a good time. So yeah, that's
and there's also, if you are late to the party but want to join the U Rock Knitalong, there is a brioche course now available.
There is a brioche course now available as part of your subscription, my most popular course.
Yes, and like it's not just like a video, everybody. It's like a whole in-depth, like
yes. Oh, because you hadn't seen it before.
No.
Oh, yes. So I don't think I've done a very good job selling the classes. So the classes I create are long. There's nearly 3 hours of content in the brioche class. It's not short, and I'm actually doing an update to it this week. So I'm adding a section on brioche stockinette in the round, because I haven't covered that before. So the other thing that I do is I do go back and update them as I discover or learn new things or expand my capacities. I go back and give more to the courses.
Or like a new pattern comes out that uses a specific thing.
Yeah, so like the Koyo hat by Olga Barekafelian, and the same with her Boshuko cowl and a bunch of other stuff like Tenchi that she's done. She uses a mixture of brioche stockinette or tuck stitches to make that, which is really cool.
And the thing I liked about the courses is that, like, a lot of people had done your in-course brioche class, in-person, brioche class, like a couple of years ago.
Yes.
But then when they actually went to make something, they'd completely forgotten everything. Whereas with this, you can go back and refresh the bits that you can't remember, or
exactly, and
like,
it's all broken down into what you need.
So you don't have to watch like 3 hours. You can just skip to the bit that you need.
Yeah, it's all individual videos and all individual writing, and there's also just an obnoxious amount of writing that goes into these. The courses really take me probably about 100 to 200 hours to make. They're not fast. It takes a lot of swatches and a lot of recording, and it's a big endeavor, but I think that they're worth it.
Yeah, and they're like a good resource. Like, you can go on YouTube and find random tutorials, but you never really know what you're going to get, or if you're going to get the actual information you need, or if they're going to tell you something crazy.
Well, and there's just so much I noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I have noticed that there's a lot of knitting clickbait suddenly going on with like the 11 things that that good knitters do.
Yeah.
Who is the arbiter of who's a good or a bad knitter? That's a silly statement to make. There are habits and things that we can incorporate into our knitting, and I think that knitting consumers are clever enough people, because you do knit already, so you're relatively clever, if not quite clever. Knitting consumers are clever enough to know that that's not real. And
like, everyone's different, so something that works for one person will not work for everybody.
Exactly. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm full of the hot tips and tricks as well. Like, I recently did a whole video about winding your yarn twice, but I didn't just say, here's a tip or trick. I showed it, right? Like, I demonstrated it by bringing out, these are cakes of yarn that were all wound on the same day. Here are 4 cakes of yarn. I'm gonna rewind some of them and show you what happens, right? Like, it's a transparent way of communicating new information that I learned to you without gimmick and not a lot of intro or preamble. I'm sorry, sometimes the videos are very short. They're like 30
but that's
seconds.
kind of a good thing. You haven't got to listen to how someone learned to knit.
I mean, exactly. All of you have spent more than enough time listening to me talk over the past several years.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's just, the history of why I do things the way I do is literally not interesting, because the actual act of knitting is boring. And that's okay. I do a ton of other things while I knit. Especially, like, I read quite a bit. I love to read and knit at the same time. That's become a real pleasure.
Actual read a book.
Yeah. I do tend to use my e-reader. Like, I use my Kindle, but I do like to read now when I knit.
I listen to books, but I can't read and knit.
It's really relaxing. Okay, we're gonna go. We've gone off the rails. Some people are gonna be happy. And we're gonna come back with some great, fun Christmas gifting ideas, both for you to knit and for you to get for yourself and for others. Okay, oh no, we lost the thingy. Oh my.
We always lose.
We don't. Christmas. It is actually much closer than I thought.
Well, it'll be December by the time.
I don't even. You keep that to yourself. You keep your December to yourself.
You've acquired some fluff.
Oh, is it from you?
No, I think it's from the thing.
The thing that just attacked me. Okay, great. So Christmas is nearly here. The good news is Plump exists. So if you need to knit something fast, we both have Plump and the Cessia the new one, which is on sale at the moment, mostly because the balls are big and they're taking up a lot of space. And we want to put other things where they are. Balls. And so if you need a fast net that is there for you, this is going to be the worst podcast in history.
Big balls and we
Cannot lie. You other sisters can't deny when a chick walks in with okay now
you get stuff. Anyway. Christmas.
We were born in the 90s. So apparently my darning egg idea was quite controversial. So we carry darning eggs. Now, I prefer darning eggs to darning mushrooms. I will also admit I have darned one sock in my life. One. Because I can't be bothered to darn. I actually just knit more things. This is my solution. Everyone's always like, oh, could you show us how to repair this or do this or that?
So you don't want to spend like 20 minutes repairing it, you want to spend like 4 hours making new ones.
I mean, most likely yes, but because the other thing is, if you have a big enough volume of them, they take so long to wear out that me having to darn things is way in the future. That's a future Ethan problem. Yesterday I found 8 sweaters that I have not worn this year.
Did you know our former Prime Minister Jacinda used to sit in government meetings darning socks?
Oh. Okay.
And was ridiculed for it?
Well, be like Jacinda and buy us or not. I don't know if she's using an egg. I don't care. I don't care who you're like. Just buy the egg. No, but honestly, the darning eggs are much more useful than the mushrooms because the darning eggs can be used under any piece of knitted surface because they are smaller and because they have multiple planes to them. That's what makes the darning egg quite useful. And it just stops you from stabbing yourself. We do also carry leveler thimbles for darning and other things like that. So we do have all of your essential darning and repairing tools, except for mini looms, which I am working on, but it turned out to be trickier than I thought.
Oh yes, I know what you mean.
Yes. But apart from that, I really love the idea of giving someone something that they can use for the rest of their life. They're never going to need a new darning egg. You get it once, as long as you don't lose it, or it doesn't get eaten by a dog or a child. I found one once in a friend's house with like teeth marks on it, and I was like, what is going on here? Child had chewed on it. Darning egg. That's my first one. What's your first one, Emily?
Well, if you're quick and don't dilly-dally with postage dates, we thought that I'm not going to do the song, but a Waka Waka needle gauge would be
Is there a song?
My song. Don't you remember the distinct?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
So, this is a really pretty needle gauge from
Burnt Hill Yarn Co.
Yes, that's the one. That would be
fit
light
in an
and
envelope
easy
or
to
a card.
post.
Yes.
And it's something of New Zealand for knitters. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a practical gift that's Kiwi themed and pretty and made here in New Zealand.
Yes.
So there's all sorts of good going into that.
And also speaking of made in New Zealand,
yes,
the Otamatata Merino is I reckon it's one of the softest yarns.
It's the softest thing. My favorite thing to do in the shop is let people browse around and then tell them to touch. We have one Lisa F sample that Lisa has kindly lent us because she is the fucking best. And she lent us her Vina vest and hat, which are designed and knit in this Otamatata station yarn. And a little birdie tells me that an adult version of that pattern might be coming soon. Also in this yarn. Brace yourselves. And so I like to ask people just to touch the vest and I just watch their facial expression. It's the best.
It's so soft.
It is so soft and so amazing. It's a blend of white and black merino. It's manufactured in New Zealand, spun at Design Spun, which is one of our great remaining historic spinning mills here in New Zealand. It is 17.7 micron merino in a black and white blend. They call themselves Outcast Merino because it's colors that aren't great for the commercial yarn industry because of it. But you know what? We actually are here to push back on that. Our best-selling yarns are all of the ones that contain dark fiber. So if you're somebody connected to this fiber industry out there, we want to be clear with you. People care about interesting yarn. So I know that part of like doing this, I guess, at the end of a promotional segment is probably the weirdest place to drop this in, but I'm just going to say it now because I'm thinking about it. Colored yarns add depth and visual interest from a distance, from up close, and in the ball, and as knitted fabric. They perform a really similar function to what we get from the delightful talents of our hand dyers, and also serve to further enhance what hand dyers do. We should be purchasing and encouraging more colored yarns to exist, and at this shop, we put all of ours in a pride of place and point them out to people. And quite frankly, it's not very hard to sell them, because the ones that we sell also happen to be mind-blowingly soft.
So that's like the Aspen, right?
Yes, Aspen, the naturals, the Otomatata wool as well.
The posset?
The possum adds a beautiful depth of haze to it. Machinist from Yarn Floozy with this beautiful yak percentage. Silky Humps from the super talented team at Harney Hoolies. That camel adds this caramel warmth to all of their colors that is just so stunning. And apart from that, we just love what it does.
Yeah.
We do. So, yes. And last and not least, what's in your lap?
Almost last, because you...
Oh, right, that thing.
We have some amazing handmade in Christchurch knitting bags.
Yes.
So they are like a roll top bag that you can adjust depending on how much or how big your knitting project is. So it has like a multi-stopper thing, so you can go big to small depending on what's going on in there. And there's like some internal pockets for you to put needles or scissors or whatever you need. And there's like a strap so that you can
carry it
like this or knit while you're on the go.
And they're in really cute knitting themed canvas.
Yes, very cute.
Which we love.
Which we think would also be a great present for knitters.
Yes. Or for anybody who you're like, you should really put that in a bag.
Yeah.
If you've ever said the sentence, you should really put that in a bag, we have a selection of bags that might suit that. Yeah. We've got tote bags, small tote bags. We've got these project bags. We have a zipper top project bag, a tote style project bag, 2 tote style project bags now that I'm sitting here.
And lots of pouches.
And lots of pouches with witty sayings on them. Last and not least, and yes, we are trying to sell you things. These are our lace blocking wire sets. They are on sale right now. We have 7 of them, 8 of them, it doesn't matter. We have several. I love these. I use these for pretty much every piece of blocking I do, and I think you should have them. Everyone should have a set. They're so helpful for so many things. And what they do is they allow you, I blocked this with it, and you can see that all of the lines and edges on this piece are incredibly crisp. That is using the lines to reinforce what the yarn naturally wants to do. If you're somebody who knits in the round, you probably do not need these quite as much, to be honest. But if you're somebody who knits flat and you really want precise, beautiful seams, lace blocking wires are the way to go. You may need 2 sets, just as a side note. 1 is often not enough. I can only block 1 piece of a garment at a time because my blocking space is limited and I only have 1 set of wires.
Also for shawls, right?
Yes, they are very helpful for shawls. So if you're somebody who likes crisp blocking with clean edges and lines, and by clean we mean lines that are straight and even all the way, blocking wires are for you.
Or if you have something with like a...
Yeah, like a scalloped edge that you want to be even. If you need to block lace open, because lace does need to be aggressively blocked usually, this is the stuff for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's everything. We hope you guys are... Ooh. Oh, there's a pop-up today.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. You're watching this video and there's a pop-up happening and I've been so... I'm going to take myself home after this. There's a pop-up with Kiwi-Yarn-a today. We love Rebecca. She has brought all of her Chiagoo needles and even more of this gorgeous yarn that is behind us. If you see this and you think, golly, that yarn looks tempting every week, this is the Kiwi-Yarn-a yarn. It's not an accident that we shoot in front of it. It's also not because we put our tripod in the sink to shoot this podcast.
Don't reveal the magic.
The magic.
This is Kiwi-Yarn-a and it's so nice.
It is so nice. And I just wound up some new Kiwi-Yarn-a in a color that was kind of created for me. Thank you, Rebecca. I love it. Which I think we're calling Caribbean Pool or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's incredible. The yarn is amazing. And she will have her whole selection of Chiagoo needles. We are never going to carry Chiagoo needles because we know that other great people that we work with in this city carry them, and we are happy to bring them to you this holiday season so you can get your Chiagoo fix and come here and squish and buy lots of beautiful yarn or some of these amazing gift ideas. Okay, we're gonna go now. This is turned into chaos.
That could be yours for $29.90 today.
Sirloin taste on a rump roast budget. No, okay.
We should go.
We should go. Bye.